Hello. Now that you've listened to the aria Casta Diva, Chaste Goddess, from Bellini's Norma, I want to draw your attention to one section in the middle that is full of melisma and talk a little bit about how those melismas are sung in this performance in a bel canto style. Um, Azan had, when he researched bel canto, and I commented on this in the forum, um, mentioned that people say that sometimes emotion, the character's emotion, has to be sacrificed because of the technical demands that are made on the singer. But as I noted in the in my response to the forum, Maria Callas, the soprano, was famous precisely because she did not let this happen. In fact, as the Italians say, anzi, just the opposite. She was able to find that common space where technical precision in singing melismas wasn't just ornamentation to show off her voice. She found in the technical precision, in singing with technical precision, she found the very emotion that the composer had in mind and wanted to convey. And so the emotion specific to her character is very present. Before I draw your attention to that exact spot in the aria, let me talk a little bit about this opera, Norma, that the aria comes from. First of all, Bellini, the composer, as you saw above on the page, was a Sicilian, had a very short life, and he was very much praised by Giuseppe Verdi, who's the next great composer we'll study for opera. Verdi praised Bellini for the length of his melodies. He could spin them out in a thread that never broke, and Verdi was much impressed by this. Now, in this opera, Norma, the dramatic situation is basically this. We're in ancient Gaul, which is presently France, and the Romans have occupied the native people's territory. The natives are Druids, and the Romans are the occupiers, the invaders. And Norma is a Druid, and she's a Druid priestess, priestess of the moon, the goddess of the moon. And of course, that's the Diva, that's the goddess that she addresses in the prayer that is the aria Casta Diva. The important thing to know, though, is she's a priestess, but she has already broken her vows. She has had an affair with Polione, who is the Roman proconsul and military fellow, and she has had two children by him. So she's very much caught in this sort of cross-cultural war. And in fact, that's my point, is she's in her prayer calling on the moon goddess to bring peace to the world. It's a prayer for peace, but it's not just a military peace. It's a peace also in her soul. She's very much inside having a war, because on the one hand, she has this passion for Polione to the point where she's even had his children. And on the other hand, in a sense, she's betrayed her own people. She's supposed to be a chaste priestess of the moon goddess. So there's a double war going on, if you will, as the background of this aria. And what's important when she sings, you probably will have noticed this. What I want to draw your attention to in the performance is the section of melisma, pure melisma. She's not singing any words, she's just singing that comes after she sings the first four lines and before she sings the second four lines. In this performance, it begins at 3 minutes and 16 seconds and lasts for about a minute, again at 3 minutes and 16 seconds. And lasts for about a minute, and she's just singing pure melismas on the syllable ah. And what I want you to notice, I want you to go back and listen to that section again. She has this incredible technical control. She sings each note, even as she runs down the scale very quickly. She does it with such precision, it's as though she were playing a keyboard, not a person singing. She's playing her own voice, her own vocal cords, with the precision of a harpsichord, of an instrument almost. She does this in the style that's called legato. Legare, as you probably know, is a verb in Italian that means to tie, and the style is called legato. It should be sung legato, which means you tie the notes together very closely. You don't want to hear spaces between notes. And she's able to do that technically, but as she does that, she gives you all that emotion of this character, Norma, of this priestess who is caught in her sort of double function. On the one hand, she's a priestess who has to invoke the moon for her people, to have the moon grant peace between and not have the conquering Romans wreak havoc on the people. And on the other hand, the other function is she's really praying for peace inside of her soul too. And you can hear when she sings these melismas, they're controlled, but you can tell there's this emotion boiling under the surface that she's almost just barely able to contain. And that's the tension that's in this character, in Norma, because again of this double position she finds herself in. So I'd like you to just go back and listen one more time. I'll point you in the link below to 3 minutes and 16 seconds. And just listen to that middle section and how this is bel canto singing at its best, when the very fact that she's being so technically precise actually is the absolute best way for her as a singer to convey the emotion of the character as the character is written vocally by the composer Vincenzo Bellini. Okay, so just go back and listen to that section and enjoy it.